What up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Good.
Um,
All right.
yeah, so I don't know if you left any notes or not on the Calendly. I didn't get a chance to look just to be straight up, but
Mm-hmm.
basically like whatever you want to talk about, you can you can kind of go into that and we'll roll. It's pretty free reign. So
All right, cool. Yeah, so I'll just give you a little background, I guess, about where I'm at right now.
yeah,
So
that'd be good.
I play football in the German Football League
Okay. Oh yeah.
overseas, and I'm one of the imports there. And this I'm going into my third season. Um,
Is that like American football in Germany? Is that what that is or
yeah, so it's American football in Germany. It's the top league over there, and every team has a couple imports that they fly out there and pay and give a house, car, all that. You can only have two Americans on the field at the same time. Like it's
they have rules on how many you have on the field?
yeah, because
Yeah.
like the Americans are always going to ball out usually, because they're just a
It's so much
little.
bigger here. Yeah.
Yeah, we've just been playing our whole lives. Like we're all playing college, all that, and then we go out there and then we help, develop the sport too. But it's at a
Yeah.
place where it's like pretty big now over there, and they're playing good football. Um, so it's fun. But basically, like, it's not. I'm not getting paid like I'm in the States. It's not a full-time thing. I'm only there for 6 months.
Hmm.
So when I'm home, I'm trying to work and also train as hard as possible. And sometimes that can just be difficult for me um, to train how I want to or like maximize, um, I guess, just the amount of training I'm doing and like preparing
Because you're not sure what
properly.
to do, or what exactly? What do you mean?
It's like, yeah, because sometimes like my volume fluctuates. Like I have a hard time. I'll be grinding for like 3 weeks, training really hard, and then I kind of just get like burnt out, and
Yeah.
I'll like take a week off, and then I'll just get back after it.
Hmm.
Or sometimes I don't know, or I mismanage, I guess, when I do certain things compared to like running routes or doing field work or and then lifting. So like balancing that schedule. Um, and then the biggest thing, honestly, is when I'm there in season is controlling my own lifting schedule in
Does the
season.
team have stuff that you're doing, or
So not really like they have like my head coach makes a training program for like the team if they need it, but not really in season stuff. It's kind of
you can
up
do
to
whatever you
us.
want basically in season? Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to us. So last year, like I came in, tweaked my hamstring kind of bad, and then started playing the first week. And I wasn't really lifting like legs as much because of my hamstring and stuff, and I wasn't running. So I kind of like started um I was playing full football games and I wasn't necessarily ready. And so my body was just like getting torn up. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a great season. Like I was top three in the league in every category, but it was because I made a switch during the season where I started doing like more explosive, like dynamic lifting during the week, at least 3 days, sometimes on practice days. Um, but I guess like the biggest thing for me is just trying to figure out how much uh load I should be doing and like also managing my schedule. Like
Yeah.
when I get in those slumps where I'm like, damn, I just can't do it right now. I'm burnt out. Like
So
I
what
guess
is
that's the biggest thing.
yeah? So what is the thing? So you feel like the load specifically is what leads to you feeling burnt out? Like how much load are you doing? Let's
So
say a typical workout. How long is it?
a typical workout I would say is um usually an hour to like an hour 15. And
And you're doing that once a day?
I'm doing pretty much once a day. Like I'll have so for example, Monday I'll go in, I'll do upper body, um, and then a little bit of cardio, and then the next day I'll run routes, then hit legs after, um, maybe do uh, like a buy and pull day kind of the next day, but
Hmm.
half rest, and then Thursday
Repeat it.
repeat basically. So
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like a 3 4 day split kind of thing.
Yeah, like a 3 day split that you train like 6 days a week or so.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, you're doing like an hour. And how much skill work are you doing per day,
Uh, skill work
or on the
is
days that you do skill work?
yeah. So I'm probably doing like pretty similar, probably like a 45 minutes to an hour and a half, maybe. It depends
Okay.
if I'm like throwing with another QB or if I'm just like on the field by myself.
Are
Yeah.
you you have another job that you're working as well?
Yeah, like right now, so last year I worked a valet job and that was fine. But this year I'm kind of doing a bunch of part-time stuff. Um, and like the last month, for example, December, I was working, or from Thanksgiving till January like 7th, I was working Monday through Saturday, almost like 7 hours a day. And that was kind of a lot, obviously. And I would train in the morning, I would lift in the morning, and then
Hmm.
I would just like kind of neglect all of my field work.
Yeah.
But right now I'm doing like part-time just refing games, and then I have these 2 months blocked out to basically train and ref games. So I'm gonna try and basically put together a schedule that I think will
Do you still
work
get
best for
fatigued when
me.
that's the case when you're not working 7 hours?
I think obviously it would help, but even when I'm not doing that, I
You do.
just after like a few weeks, I just get burnt out.
Are you doing the
So
same thing? Are you doing the same thing every training day, or is it like or every week kind of thing, or how's
uh
that set up?
pretty much I'll switch it up a little bit. Like I'll do um like sometimes more explosive days, focusing on like more plyos and um then maybe explosive lifts.
Okay.
Uh
So what about it makes you tired?
I guess just the whole routine of it. I don't know. Like
The yeah.
maybe because okay, maybe it's because I'm just trying to I'm like pushing myself all the time and it's all coming all the motivation is intrinsic, I guess, and I don't have another source like motivating me or setting stuff up for me to do it. It's like all on my own. I guess that's what makes me the most tired is because I get stuck in like maybe like loops that I don't feel like I'm getting better.
What do you okay. Okay. What do you use to like motivate yourself? Like what does that mean? Like when you what do you go to get that?
Um, I mean, I guess I just focus on my goals for the season and how I want to play and maybe what I want to do differently from last year. And yeah, I guess just my goals for the season is really what pushes me.
Okay. Is there something that you could pull from where you wouldn't get tired? Like is like is there any reality that where that could be real for you, or is it or is it like what could you pull from where it would never actually run out?
Um, yeah, I mean, I guess I could pull from some other things, but it's mostly just how I want to perform in the season, like envisioning, what success feels like to me by hitting
Yeah.
those statistics or winning.
So
Um,
let's say you have a when you have a really good game, are you are you like what is your state when you're having a really good game? Because do you well first of all
after or like
do you get tired during a really good game?
I do that. That's something I've the last 2 seasons I've struggled with a little bit is not being as conditioned as I was in college
Hmm.
because most of it is on me all the time, which makes it a little bit harder. It's not an excuse, but um, because I have so many other people pushing me all the time, and then like an actual strength and conditioning coach like setting stuff up, and I have to
You
follow
talking when
this
you're in college? You
routine.
had that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like over the past 2 seasons overseas, it's been harder because of that reason. That's all based on me being
Yeah. Do you
the
have,
main source.
is there anyone there that would want to train with you?
I have a couple people I train with, but it's also hard because they're like working or um like our schedules don't match up enough to where it's like consistent work, I
Okay.
guess. But that does help me a lot for sure.
what?
That does help me a lot though when I'm working with them, working out, training, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So then on the days when or the times when you do have to train by yourself, like what is it possible for you to be able to train in that state and not actually get tired? Or
Yeah,
training in that okay, so what would you need to do to
sometimes.
do that?
Um just more of the little things probably. Like
What's that mean?
just getting better sleep, fueling myself properly, like
So let me
staying
ask,
more
like, so
focused.
when you, what's that? So when you were in college and you had guys around you, did you sometimes get not perfect sleep and not eat great, but you still felt good?
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah. Okay. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Okay. So why would that then have an impact now when it didn't then? Or do you think that's like the main thing to have an impact now?
And I think that's the main thing because I don't have as many people around me all the time, kind of like doing what I'm doing.
Right. So then if we look at, but we don't necessarily have that option right now. I
Right.
mean,
Okay. Yeah.
that could be, unless that is the solution, is like go somewhere where you will have people around you. Like that could be a solution, right?
Hmm.
If that's legit what you want, is like, it just sucks to train by myself. And I'm like, I want other people around. There are training facilities that you could
Yeah.
definitely like go to and move to and probably find somewhere to ref. Like, I don't know what your whole
Hmm.
situation is, right?
No, that's true. Yeah.
But
No.
there could be a solution if that's what you feel is the best solution. That
Yeah.
the biggest thing is like, if that is the actual solution, actually do it. Like actually move.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you're
Hmm.
just like, oh, it's a solution, but then you don't actually act on it, then you just feel, you're probably gonna feel more like, kind of like,
Yeah, that's true.
damn, I had a solution and I didn't act on it.
Uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I think that could be one thing. If
Hmm.
that isn't a solution, or if that's something that's not real or doable for you, then it would come back to like, so basically I asked, when you're training by yourself, like what is the thing that you could do? And you mentioned the sleep and the food and that type of stuff. And I think that can definitely help when you have,
Hmm.
when you're in school and you had dudes around you that didn't really affect you.
Hmm.
What I'm saying is like, what is then the difference between, mm, what if we take out kind of like the people, but you still feel the same way as you in college? Like, what is the difference between that and now? Like, what is the thing that is different there? It's like,
I guess it's just I mean, I guess it's just all in my head that I need these other people to do that to feel more motivated. Like maybe competition, I guess. But
yeah,
um yeah. Also
like,
like
go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say like, um do you want to train hard on your own?
Yeah, I definitely do. I do. Like I train hard
Yeah.
for sure, but um it's just those sometimes where I kind of like just get in a slump for a few days or
So
like a week.
what could you do to not get in the slump?
I guess just maybe not be as repetitive probably in
So
what
what
I'm
does that
doing.
mean?
That means making my training I guess more exciting by um finding different ways to um I guess just train the same way but find different ways to do things that feels new but is kind of like, unique in their own ways, but still
Yeah.
targeting the same problems. One
Yeah.
sec. My dog is trying to get his toy. It's under the oven.
What's your dog's
Um,
name?
his
Go
name's
ahead, dog.
Fonzo.
Mine's cashed out.
My boy is hyped up.
He's just chilling. Um,
Oh yeah.
before dogs got distracting.
Yeah. So last year I had
Yeah.
like a receivers trainer that I would go to every now and again so I could have like quality field work with other people.
Yeah.
Um, and that was nice. It helped me get better. It helped me train a little harder in those
Yeah.
situations. But um, like obviously you have to pay for that, and that's fine. But like, it's still I don't want to have to pay to be able to produce that all the time. Every
Yeah.
once in a while it's cool, but yeah, I can
Okay.
find yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess as it relates to training with yourself, then, because I mean, I train basically by myself all the time.
Hmm.
And so what I'll say is, what do you, mm, if if we look at your, let's say your ideal state when you're playing a game when you're in college and you had a really fucking good game, did you like,
Hmm.
were you feel, you probably didn't feel anything during that, like yes or no? Was it kind of just like,
Like fatigue wise or like
sure, or yeah, sure.
emotionally? Yeah, I guess I'm just like in
Let's say
that total.
you're in a drive where it's like everything is clicking
Yeah.
What is that like?
It just feels like nothing. It's just like flow state,
Yeah,
optimal like
yeah,
flow state.
yeah. Feels like nothing, right?
Hmm.
So how can you then create the feeling of nothing when you're doing your training on your own? Like,
Mm.
what is the feeling? Because I assume if you're getting fatigued and fired and tired, you kind of feel like heavy, weighed down, just like whatever it is, like I gotta do this again type of thing.
Yeah. Sometimes I just like will go and I just feel weak. Like,
Yeah. So
um,
what if you made the objective to be able to go or to like be that same way that you are when you're playing and you feel nothing? Is it
mhm.
possible to be that way when you're not playing?
I like that. That's an
Is it
interesting.
is it possible? Like the question,
Yeah.
like is that possible? And what does that mean?
I think so. No ball. He's addicted. He's just play all the time. Yeah, I think that's possible. Um, I think maybe like what I should do is write down um and kind of structure my workouts to a way that would make sense in my mind to put me in that kind of state. Um, Instead of having an idea of how I want to train or what I want to do that day. And then
Do you not write them down ahead of time right now?
no, I just kind of
Yeah.
like have an idea of what I'm doing and how my schedule is going. And because sometimes, like I said, I'll have to adjust it because, oh, he can train this day, he can throw this day,
Yeah.
so I'll have to adjust like when I'm doing certain things. Um, but definitely I should probably start writing those down and kind of organizing my workouts to make them flow better. And so when I'm in there, I'm not like um kind of creating it as I'm going with the general idea of what I want to do that day.
Yes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would agree with that. Because you could even do, I mean, this is what I do is I don't run them down any sooner than like 10 minutes before I go train. So it still leaves the ability to kind of like be flexible, right? But
Hmm.
because I did have a period of time where I would have a general idea to go train. I'd be like, do I want to keep going? Do I want to stop? Da 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 da, whatever, right? But
Hmm.
it's like if I write it down, I'm like, this is what I'm doing today. I can still take into consideration kind of how I'm feeling, what it feels like I want to do. But then I take that, I actually set it into stone, like this is what I'm doing, and then I go do it.
Hmm.
Right? It's a slightly different thing where it's like now you have something it's concrete and it's there.
Hmm.
So I think that could be beneficial for sure. But the second part that I was also going to say is in relates to that kind of like feeling of not feeling anything, right?
Hmm.
Could you also create that just sitting here right now?
Uh, Probably not. I
Why
feel like
not?
I mean, I guess I could. It's just, I guess it's just like maximum focus without even trying. You know what I mean? Like
What that's what you felt like during the games?
that's what it feels like. Maximum focus without um focusing on focusing. I'm just locked in.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's
um,
could you create that right now? Would you have to be in a football game to have that? Could you do that when you're working?
no, I could do that in other things for sure.
Yeah.
And sometimes that does happen when I'm working out or even at work or anything. You just
Yeah.
when I get locked in.
Okay. So then could you like put awareness on that and look at your look at your training as it's not necessarily just like the physical training, right? That you're
Hmm.
doing, but it's also being aware of that state and like
Hmm.
being that state.
Trying to replicate that as often as possible, like working out.
Well, yeah. So it's not like so when you're in it, are you trying to replicate anything or are you just doing it? When you're in your game, are you replicating or are you just doing
No,
it?
I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then in training, let's say we don't call it training and we just call training another football game.
Hmm.
You just go do the training that state,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Yeah. We try that
Yeah.
or start doing it.
Yeah. That because yeah, like it is even like the kind of like trying basically means to attempt to, doing means like
Yeah. I'll just do
you're
it.
just there, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I'd even say too, like in the games, um, it might not be the whole game where you are in that exact state, but you're
Hmm.
still like you're like doing the thing
Hmm.
if you see what I'm saying. So it'd be like when
Yeah.
you're training, like go train and go do the thing. When you're
Yeah.
working, like go work and go do the thing,
Hmm.
and just be aware of that state.
Hmm. Yeah.
And something like simple that you could do. Because the way that I think about it is it's almost like it's kind of like a skill, or it's just it's a Venus, right? But it's like if you if we take that aspect of whatever we want to call that and we make it as simple as possible, it'd be like you're just sitting there, not moving, not doing anything. Like, can you just do that
Hmm.
and feel the way that you want to feel, or like just do that and be light, not tired, whatever it is, however you want to word or think about that,
Hmm.
because that is like the base of what you can then take to put on all those other things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically just try and structure my workouts beforehand and focus on just doing it instead of, I mean, like, yeah, I don't like to make excuses, but sometimes
No,
I
but
just
see, I
feel
don't
like
think I
that.
don't think it's about making excuses. It's about acknowledging, like, if I don't want to do this, it's like, all right,
Yeah.
cool, I don't want to do this. How do I make an adjustment?
Hmm.
Because if I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm just gonna try to force myself to think like I want to do this, but I actually don't, it doesn't
Hmm.
work. I get friction and then I get fatigued. But if I
Hmm.
actually figure out a solution where I'm like, this makes sense to me and it works, and I'm not like punching myself because I'm like I'm a piece of shit because I don't want to work hard. Like
Hmm.
it's not about that. It's about actually figuring out a solution that works that you really do want to do. It's not about
Hmm.
tricking or hacking yourself. It's like
Yeah.
what is it that I actually want to do? How is it that I
Yeah.
actually want to be? Because
Hmm.
then it's real for you, and it's not something where you have to try to be like, I have to fight against it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that would be a big thing. Is like I wouldn't beat yourself up for being like, I don't necessarily want to train today. It's like, all right, this is real. I don't want to train today.
Yeah.
Like, what can I actually do? Do I actually want to do this?
Hmm.
And then
Figure
make
out a
that.
way to get through that properly, without
If you want to
just
do it,
fighting.
yeah. If you want to do
Yeah.
it, remember that you want to do it. How you want to
Hmm.
do it. Figure out how you want to do it, and then go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just like that's a big thing that I come across a lot. Is like it's not about it's not about you being soft or you being whatever. It's just
Yeah.
like, no, man, your system is attempting to tell you something. Let's listen to that and make an adjustment. Because to me, sometimes that's the hardest thing. Like if the adjustment were to be you going to find a group of dudes to work with, and that
Hmm.
actually solves the problem. Sometimes that's harder. That's the harder thing to do than just being like, oh, I'm soft. I'm just gonna like I just need to
Hmm.
go do it. Like sometimes
Yeah.
that's actually the easiest solution where it'd be difficult to actually structure or find money or whatever it is to be able to go do that with other people. But what I'm saying
Hmm.
is we want to do the solution that actually works, even if it's more
Yeah.
difficult.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah. I
Does
like
that
that.
help?
Yeah, for
Does
sure.
that yeah.
Yeah.
Just like actually do something that's different that causes some type of change.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I will be in there sometimes in that state, and I'm just like, fuck, I just don't want to do this right now. But I do want to do it. I just don't feel like it's like I don't feel like I can do it, but I know I can, and I always get through it. But
Yeah.
I'm not getting in as efficient of a workout as I would when I'm in there like, hell yeah, I'm trying to get it today, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, just need to find ways on those days to just start and get after it. So
Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect all the time because it can be
yeah.
something that you learn along the way. Like you get better and you get better
Hmm.
and you get better and you start to like figure out how you can start to figure out how you work.
Hmm.
But it's like the awareness of it, not beating yourself up over like what you're experiencing, and then that actually allows you to take a real look at it so you can be honest with yourself, and then you can start to figure out what the actual solution is.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Sweet. Was there anything else, or was that pretty much the
No, that's pretty much it.
okay?
Yeah. But yeah, I have 2 months. I mean, I've been training since I've been home for the past like 4 months.
Where do
But
you stay out in the States?
I'm in Laguna Beach, California.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
And you're a quarterback,
a wide receiver.
wide receiver. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
nice. Hell yeah,
yeah.
dude.
So
Where'd you go to college?
I played at Chapman down
Okay.
here in Orange County. It's a Division 3.
Okay.
Um,
Nice.
but I was always a good receiver, but I was a 4.5 star kicker in high school as well, and a corner. But didn't want to kick, so went the D3 route, played receiver.
Yeah.
Ended up balling out, set some records, and then was able to get some opportunities overseas. And then I kind of built my resume for the first 2 years, and now it's time to get after it for the third year. And hoping I want to, like, my goal this year is to be um, like the best in the league. Like last year, I came short just a little bit. I was top three in everything, all
Mhm.
purpose yards, touchdowns, yards, everything. Um, and we just had such a tough season, bunch of injuries on the team. I had to play quarterback for one game because our QB was hurt.
Mm.
And I was
Nice.
just fucking running QB power and just getting fucked up. But
Yeah.
uh, no, it was a good time, but we should be a little better this year. So I'm trying to get after it.
Sweet.
But yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Awesome. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Good luck with it. Get after it.
yeah, thanks.
All right, man.
All right. Have a good
Talk
night.
later. Peace.